So my suspicions were indeed correct. There were still more pages left to be revealed from Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 14. So that's what I'm talking about here on this video. And if you want to hear my thoughts and my recap on the first half of Manga Chapter 14, the video's on the channel. I will leave a link in the description for you to go check that out. Then come back and check this out. So let's talk about these remaining pages. So we pick up back into the future again, with a really cool scene with Trunks and Mai essentially doing some weapons testing, which is again kind of interesting because it's a cool kind of Terminator-esque scene, but what good are these weapons going to do against this evil being Black? Also, there's a very important revelation that was revealed in this manga chapter. Trunks actually goes to the time machine and keeps the calibration settings the same as before so that he makes sure that he goes back in time to the same timeline. So this is a new piece of information that we have now. So it's implied now that you can actually change the settings on the time machine to possibly go back to a different timeline or maybe even your own timeline, and thus Trunks does not want to screw around with those settings. And of course, Bulma's already dead. Like I said in the last part, she died, but we did not see it on the panel. So, also in this manga chapter, we find out from Trunks that Black is becoming a better fighter and has recently learned how to sense ki, which segues into Back to the Present, where Whis is talking about ki control and how the Earthlings like to fight with ki control, which is something he noticed in the hit fight, but also when he trained Goku and Vegeta, he of course wants them to control their ki to an even further degree. However, he does state in this volume that it's possible that if you overly rely on it, it could be a disadvantage. Also, Whis reveals that yes, there were 18 universes originally. He does mention that in this volume, but he doesn't actually outwardly state that the Omni King destroyed them all at once. That's not in here. Also, Jocko talks about how he has a new spaceship, and this ship, of course, matches the one from the anime. So everything's kind of in line, but I don't think anybody even noticed that there were two different ships. They looked pretty much alike. So when we cut back to the future here, we have Trunks and Mai having a cool little sequence where they're going through the sewers to get to Capsule Corp, because that's where the time machine is at, and rather than go on the surface, they're going to go in the sewers like the turtles. So they show up on Capsule Corp, but of course, the enemy is there and fires some ki blasts. Of course, Trunks prepares to square off against him, and some of the differences in this version is that in this version, in the manga version of these events, Trunks and Black's fight is inside of Capsule Corp versus, you know, it being on the streets like it was in the anime. Of course, Black proves to be too much for Trunks, but Mai, who's up on the ledge somewhere, fires a blast from her shotgun. What the hell is that going to do against Black? Black, of course, fires back, knocks her off the ledge, and drops a whole bunch of debris on her. So, her, quote, death, and again, we know from the episodes that she's probably not really dead, but that remains to be seen, of course, is a little bit different in this version. I think it looks a lot more impactful in this version because it looks like a bunch of shit fell on her. And Trunks, of course, freaks out, and he runs over to comfort her, and he's very concerned about her well-being, probably thinks that she's dead, and then the manga chapter ends with the reveal of Black looking like Son Goku. So, we're now pretty much up to episode 48 or so. Trunks has not gone back in time yet. I'm expecting that to happen in the next manga chapter, but as I said, the manga is catching up with the anime here, and I enjoyed this. I really did. You couldn't really do a review based on just the first half, but now that we have the entire picture, it's pretty good. I did enjoy it. I still prefer the anime version a little bit, but this was a fun read. I had fun reading it. Hope you had fun watching this video. Thank you as always for supporting Geekdom 101. I will talk to you guys later.